Hello, beautiful people. This is Dr. Dane. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness. What a great pleasure it is to be with you from my home. Lovely Houston. You see that thing behind me? That apparently was owned by David Bowie at some point. Now, I don't know what that's supposed to mean other than that. So there you go. So what is the tool for today? Well, welcome to the special holiday version of the Tour of Consciousness. And I just want to talk to you about a few things that might make your life a little bit easier, okay? First one is you want to remember, who the heck does this belong to? 98% of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, points of view, 98% of the weird energies in your world probably aren't actually yours. We have a free app. It's called Who Does This Belong To? Please use it. In fact, I've created a bunch of things in the last couple of months, specifically that are sort of mini things on a particular topic to be able to change things, because I've gotten so many requests from so many people, for processing, for help, for tools, for all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, well, I got tools. Let's do this. So Who Does This Belong To is one I have to remind you of. I've been using it a lot. One other thing I'd like to give to you also is to expand out. Okay, what we tend to do when we don't understand something, we contract to try to handle it. What you want to do instead is expandle it, okay? In other words, expand out. So because what happens is we'll get hit with, who knows, and, 2020, you name it, okay? Like how many things, political, social, pandemic, mask, what the heck else? And now we get to hang out with our favorite people, the ones that keep seeing us the same way and try to put us in a box. And if we don't fit in the box, then they make us wrong. Yes, our family, yay. Now, if you're one of the 10,000, the 1 in 10,000 that has a family that doesn't do that, that is friggin' awesome. And I am so happy for you. This is for everybody else that I say that. Okay. But anytime we don't really understand what's going on, or we wake up in a crappy mood or whatever it is, what do? We tend to contract to try to understand what it is, as though us understanding it will allow us to change it. In actuality, when you give up trying to understand it and figure out what it is, and you expand your space out, like try it right now, just expand out, expand your space out a mile in all directions. Okay, cool. Now, 10 miles in all directions. Good job. 100 miles in all directions. Now 1,000. Now 10,000. Now 100,000. That's way bigger than the planet, by the way. So you're looking back on the planet as a little blue ball. Maybe 200,000, maybe 300,000 miles in all directions. What usually happens is it becomes more challenging to think, which is actually really helpful, because when you're thinking, you're stinking. And you start to get a sense of space around things. And it's like taking a bird's eye view if that bird is on a spaceship heading out at the edges of the solar system, basically. So it's like taking a bird's eye view at it rather than being stuck in it, because we tend to, when things get heavy, we tend to go and get heavy to try to figure out how to get out of being heavy. That's that's not the smartest choice that we could make. It's like you don't like being wet, so you jump in the ocean to figure out how to not be wet. I know when I say it, it makes total sense, right? You're like, why have I been doing that? That's crazy. Okay. So, and sometimes you'll be like, I can't expand out, Dr. Dane, and who does this belong to? It doesn't work. I get it. But what you want to do is you want to get present with you and your body. This is, okay, another tool. Getting present with you and your body. Put your hands on your tummy. Feel your hands on your tummy and your tummy on your hands and your feet on the floor. And just take a breath in and notice your hands on your tummy and your tummy on your hands and your feet on the floor. Whenever you connect with 3 parts of your body, it allows you to start getting more present. And you might want to do that for 3 or 4 or 5 breaths, or as many as it takes, to where the sort of frantic stress goes away. The frantic stress. You see what it's saying? You see what's happening? Oh my goodness, the frantic stress, until that goes away. And so you just like this, like, okay, like that. Ooh, wait, I want to pinch my head. Oh, wait, that doesn't. That's how I pinch my head. Hold on. Anyway, okay, so this is something that, see, it's also a weird thing because a lot of times we tend to get in this place of, it's like once we get heavy and cranky, we want to be right for having chosen it, so we won't unchoose it. Okay, so that's learned behavior. That's not something little kids come in with. They learn it from their parents and people around them, their friends and whatever else. So you can unlearn it. How do you do that? You go, everywhere I bought that as mine when it wasn't, I now destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And wherever I learned that this was the way to handle stress, wherever I learned that this was the way to handle these situations, wherever you learned that this is the way to handle these situations, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Next is a wonderful one, excuse me, an oldie but a goodie. Bring it out. It's called Interesting Point of View. I have this point of view. If you have or haven't heard of it before, let me tell you how it works. One of the ways you can use it is get an energy of some upset or something that's stressing you out or making you want to contract or whatever. Just get that energy and go interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Usually it shifts a little bit. And then again, interesting point of view. I have this point of view. And then again, interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view until it melts. As many times as it takes. And realize when you do that, you're dissolving the positive and negative charge that you have accumulated. And once again, so much of it isn't even yours. And so this is actually a gift that we give ourselves. Doing this for us is a gift we give us. And it, like I said, we tend to get stuck in something and then we make ourselves right for being stuck. And right for having chosen it, basically. Because a lot of times we don't realize when or why we've chosen it. Okay. I also did a You Got This audio recently, and you may have heard about those. I actually did 7 brand new ones primarily to help people during the holiday season that just came out as of the making of this video today. But on one of the other ones that I did, and I'm going to try to describe this quickly, is it was about getting over it was called Dealing with Needy People, even if that needy person is you. And what it was about was, during the holiday season especially, it wasn't about the holidays, but during the holiday season especially, we have so many people who put so many needs on us and who need our attention. They need to be known that their gift was wonderful. They need to feel like we love them. They need us to spend time with them. There's a lot of need going on right now. And so one of the things that we'll do to try to avoid people's needs is we'll cave into a little black hole. So it's like, I can't give to you. I have too many needs of my own that are unfulfilled right now. But that also is an unkindness to us and an unkindness to other people and an unkindness to, well, pretty much everything. So when you're in that state, it's actually strangely being unkind to you. Everything that is, everywhere you are trying to avoid the needs of others by contracting into a tiny little ball with a cesspool in the middle so that you don't have any energy to give, so you don't feel bad for not wanting to give them energy, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion, right? Wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So one other aspect of this is that what we do is when people have needs of us, it feels like a sucking energy. Like, I need this from you. And we perceive it. And what we've learned to do our entire lives is to put up walls and barriers to that energy. And that is the exact thing not to do. So I'm going to tell you what to do. It's well described, in other places. But I'm going to try to make this really quick. What you want to do is you want to lower your walls and barriers. Stop resisting flowing them energy. If you truly got that you were an infinite being, infinite would mean infinite being, infinite knowing, infinite perceiving, infinite receiving, meaning you would have an infinite amount of energy and an infinite amount of awareness. So what works a lot better, lower the walls and barriers and just flow energy from behind you, through you, to them. Just do it right now. Think of somebody who's really needy of you. Somebody who calls you all the time and bleeds on you, and then they won't get off the phone until, until it feels like they've sucked you dry. Once they've sucked you dry, they're like, oh, okay, I have more energy. I can get off now. This tool can be so helpful, but it's wonderful because it's just using energy. And energy is all around us. It's everywhere. It's just that we're not very good at accessing it, and we refuse to. We'd rather be right that these people are wrong. But you got a choice, my friends. You can either be right or you can be free. So if you can just acknowledge these people have needs, and your life gets easier if you just flow them energy, your whole world can change. Now, before you flow them energy, you might need to do interesting point of view. I have this point of view about that energy that you get into resistance. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. And then, and I'm adding this as a part of interesting point of view and a tool based on the conversation we're having right now. Interesting point of view. They have that point of view. Interesting point of view. They have that point of view. And then interesting point of view. I have this point of view that they have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view about them having that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view about their need. Interesting point of view. I'm resisting their need for energy. Because you may not realize it, but 99% of people who have needs of you, what they really need is energy. And most people don't even know it. And they're so busy resisting it that they never take a moment to find out. And one of the things I love about Access Consciousness that does what almost nothing else on the planet does in this way is looks for the route that will create the most ease, joy, and glory for you and everyone. And it's a wonderful gift. So the easy way is lower your walls and barriers. Get over your points of view about gifting to them. Get over your point of view that you need to get unhappy. Oh, because the other thing you'll do is you'll also get angry. So you want to get over the point of view that you're angry that they have needs of you, or that you're angry that they won't change, or that you're angry that, because that doesn't help you and it doesn't help them. The only thing it does is it proves to you that you're right and they're wrong if you're justified in getting angry. Which, what kind of world would we like to create? You know, in the last tour of consciousness, I talked about snap out of it, and also the idea that what I would like to create this holiday season is a lot more gratitude. These really simple tools that I'm sharing with you right now, if you actually institute them, and you may have to practice, who cares? It's not necessarily going to be perfect the first time you do it. That doesn't mean you stop doing it. Did you walk perfectly the first time? The first time you went to brush your teeth, did you do it right? The first time you went to speak your language, did you do it right? Of course not. So give yourself a break, man. Be kind to you and do this until it becomes part of your natural flow. Because these tools work if you will actually use them long enough to become proficient at using them, just like anything else. The first time you had sex, were you good at it? Some of you are like, I'm still not good at it, and I've had it at least 18 times. Exactly. Just need some more practice, okay? So I'm going to try to wrap this up, and then I'm going to add one other tool to it, which is we call it the mantra of access, because it's not an affirmation. It's a request and an acknowledgement of the life you desire being able to show up, which is this: all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. 10 times in the morning, 10 times in the evening. And I got to tell you from personal experience, it starts to change your life. It makes even the yucky stuff come with ease. Because the idea is all of life. It's not an affirmation. It's not only good stuff happens to me. Because what I found is if affirmations work, they work for a little while, and then you get the exact opposite because you're trying to avoid something or put out a point of view that you don't believe is true. And that's not the way the universe works. If you're not energetically congruent, what you're asking for is a very difficult time showing up. What this is a request and an acknowledgement of the possibility that all of life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, can come to you with ease, with joy, and with glory. And glory is exuberant expression and abundance. That's the meaning of glory. Okay, so it's not a religious thing, and doesn't require angels singing hallelujah from above. Although maybe, who knows? Let's not limit ourselves. We could have a few angels singing. That would be just fine too. So let me try to wrap this up a little bit. I freely admit and acknowledge that I have ADD, ADHD, OCD, and autism. And I got to tell you that ADHD today has been off the hook. I've had a very difficult time saying anything in a linear fashion, and I kind of enjoy it. So I hope you're having a good time too. And if not, interesting point of view. Well, I mean, maybe use interesting point of view so you can get to where you could have a good time. Because if you had interesting point of view about everything, you would never be not having a good time again. Interesting point of view, eh? So we have, who does this belong to? We have interesting point of view. We have interesting point of view. I have this point of view for the energy that's here. Interesting point of view. They have this point of view. An interesting point of view. I have this point of view about them having that point of view. Like interesting point of view. I have this point of view about their need. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view that they lie. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view that I'm angry that they do this. Realize, okay, also, or repeating, realize that the contraction you do a lot of times is so you don't have to fulfill other people's needs. And that contraction and or the anger that you tend to get. By the way, if you have sadness is what is used to cover up anger. That's a video for a whole other time. Okay. But if you have sadness, it's usually you proving that you're not angry about something or someone. So we'll do the contraction and we'll do the anger, or we'll do contraction and we'll do sadness because there's anger that we're not willing to acknowledge, as a way of not having to gift or contribute to other people. Also as a way of making us right and proving that other people are wrong by their needs of us, by their requests, by what they're asking for, by who they're being, whatever it is. And none of that creates a kinder, happier holiday for you. It doesn't create it for them. If we're truly going to create a different reality and a different future, we've really got to start with us using some of these really simple tools that you still have to practice using, okay? I mean, they usually work the first time, but practice really helps. But using some of these simple tools to become those people. Because if not you, whom? And if not now, when? And so the other thing to add to all of this is all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. 10 times in the morning, 10 times in the evening, or if you want, like I used to do, all day long. And it's wonderful. You always end the day lighter than you started if you use all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory many times a day. And then the other thing is expand out rather than contract to handle the situation. My suggestion would be write down a short version of the tools on this thing on your notes on your phone and just keep it with you. And when you need it, read it. Oh my God, that totally rhymed. That was so good. Okay. Oh, and one other thing, is write down a list of resources, things that give you access to what you know is true. What I usually say is things that make you lighter when you read them or when you listen to them or when you watch them. Could be like access processes, could be access tools, could be tour of consciousness videos as, examples. It could be inspirational movies, could be comedies, could be like comedian stand-up, like anything that makes you lighter and or makes you laugh. Because what's true for you always makes you lighter. And a lie always makes you heavier. And this time of year, it's so easy to buy into so many lies. So I just wanted to give you all those tools in the hopes that it contributes to you and let you know that you got this audios. I created a set that I think will really be helpful for the holidays and made the whole set at a special price if you're interested in that. Just cause at this time of year, man, we need some friggin' tools. So, hope this video has been very helpful to you. Thank you very much for being part of the Tour of Consciousness. And, of course, like and subscribe so other people can find it. It would be really, really awesome. In my book, I would be very grateful. And also, be that person that you'd like to be. It's way easier than we thought. We've just never realized we could choose it. And I also would like to thank you for being a source and a contribution to greater possibilities for people on this planet. You don't often get thanked for that, but if you're somebody who's looking at different things and using tools to try to become greater, you're a gift on this planet, my friend, and the world needs you. And I don't know where my light went, but that's weird. So thank you, thank you. And what if you truly being you, as the lightness, the space, the peace, the ease, joy, and glory, and the gratitude you are, is the gift the change and the possibility this world requires. Mwah! See you soon. Bye.